chapter.
Let's take a moment and be truly thankful to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, that He's brought us here today to gather in the name of His Son, Yahshua the Messiah, to learn of His purpose and His plan of salvation. We thank you, O Yahweh, for revealing these great, great mysteries to us through your Holy Spirit, and for allowing us the opportunity to know you as you really are and actually exist. We ask you to strengthen us in our faith and to keep us diligent in searching out all things that we can know for ourselves. For all the many blessings you bestowed on us, we give you praise and honor and glory in the name of your Son, Yahshua. May we say together, Amen.
The scripture lesson is Ephesians, the 3rd chapter. I'll be reading from the Holy Name Bible, containing the Holy Name version of the Old and New Testaments, critically compared with ancient authorities and various manuscripts, revised by the late A.D. Kramer of the Scripture Research Association, Incorporated. Ephesians, the 3rd chapter. For this cause I, Saul, the prisoner of Yahshua the Messiah, for you of the nations. Have you have heard of the ministry of the grace of Yahweh, which is given me to you, how that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote before in a few words, whereby, when you read, you may understand my knowledge in the mystery of the Messiah, which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men, as it is now revealed unto his holy apostles and prophets by the Spirit, that the Gentiles should be fellow heirs and of the same body, and partakers of his promise in the Messiah by the gospel, whereof I was made a minister according to the gift of the grace of Yahweh, given unto me by the effectual working of his power. Unto me, who am less than the least of all sons, is this grace given, that I should preach among the nations the unsearchable riches of the Messiah, and to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery from the beginning of the ages, hath been hid in Yahweh, who created all things by Yahshua the Messiah, to the intent that now through the administrative powers in heavenly places might be known by the assembly the manifold wisdom of Yahweh, according to the eternal purpose which he purposed in Yahshua the Messiah, our Savior, in whom we have boldness and access with confidence by the faith of him. Wherefore I desire that you faint not in my tribulation for you, which is his glory. For this cause I bow my knees unto the Father of our Savior, Yahshua the Messiah, of whom the whole family in heaven and earth is named, that he would grant you, according to the riches of his glory, to be strengthened with might by his Spirit in the inner man, that the Messiah may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye, being rooted and grounded in love, may be able to comprehend with all sons what is the breadth and length and depth and height, and to know the love of the Messiah, which passeth knowledge, that you might be filled with all the fullness of Yahweh. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us, unto him be glory in the assembly by Yahshua the Messiah, throughout all generations and all ages. Ephesians, the 3rd chapter.
The last 30 minutes will be reserved for questions and answers. And our speaker this evening will be the Dean of the Albuquerque Branch School, Dr. Fred Alleghieri.
Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be able to do this again. talk about the things that change with Yahweh's purpose and plan. I'm going ahead and give this lecture tonight because some people asked me to talk about certain subjects. I'm trying to get this to these subjects as soon as I can, what's been asked me. And hopefully it'll get them down. The person that may not hear yet, may not hear, so I'll get maybe a CD. And I think we'll work with that. That way it comes. I think it was up about 3 weeks now. I'm not going to have to do it. It's down to the asking. Can we go to the scripture lesson? First verse, Ephesians 3 and 1.
For this cause I saw the prisoners of Yahshua the Messiah for you of the nations.
And he said he was a prisoner of Yahshua Messiah for you among the people of the nation, talking about the Gentiles. He was made a minister to the Gentiles, for the Gentiles. Okay?
If you have heard of the ministry of the grace of Yahweh, which is given me to you, how that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote before in few words.
Now, he was talking about the grace, the dispensation of grace. Now, the question was asked me, they wanted me to go over the ages and dispensations. Before I go into this, I want you to have a clear understanding what a dispensation is, what an age is, and then we'll move on. Can you get in the textbook? Volume 1, page 7. And also get page 7, the last part of it. Bottom part of that page. We talk about the age. We're talking about this chart here, so if anybody wants to do the very this chart, you can go so this way you can see it, but if you want to move over that way.
Age.
This is what an age is now. Age, read.
A particular period of time of history.
A particular period of time of history.
As distinguished from another.
From another.
A historical epoch.
A historic episode. Okay, okay. Does it say something about how long he said it is here?
For example, each age is approximately 2,000 years long.
Now you describe an age having a time limit of approximately 2,000 years. That means it could be a long age, it could be a short age. For approximately 2,000 years. Okay? Now go to the next page. And at the top it talks about a dispensation.
Dispensation, A, the divine ordering of the affairs of the world.
A divine ordering of the affairs of the world.
An appointment or arrangement as by God, in parentheses, Yahweh.
An appointment or arrangement by Yahweh or by God.
As appointed.
As appointed.
A divinely appointed order or system.
A divinely appointed order or system. And these are the dispensations different from age. So you got ages, you got dispensations happening within ages. So I mean you have to understand and rightly understand how they apply and how they work. Now, the first, we begin with ages. The first age is what we call the creative age. Now that was before time began with mankind. The angels were created and the physical creation was created in the realm of eternity. So you didn't have time to define that. But that was the first age. Now, the first age, dealt with the creating of the angels. And there's been a lot of squabbling and debate about this in the school system for months and years. Now, nobody hasn't understood it yet. But I understand that's a part of Satan's job not to be in agreement. So, let's look over there in Ephesians 1 and 4. You go another verse, okay, that's fine. I'm trying to find out the angels that they were created. Now, there's been a debate about them being created in pure spirit, or coming out by Yahshua out of pure spirit, coming out of Elohim. They got all kinds of things being said. And the founder was very clear, very basic about this.
You're talking about the angels, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a concept that the angels were created out of pure spirit. And then the new birth sons were created out of, or came out of Yahweh Elohim. From Pentecost on that. Well, the Bible doesn't agree with that. Give me Ephesians there first, and then we go to Paul right to give me Ephesians there.
Ephesians 1 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed be Yahweh, the Father of our Savior, Yahshua the Messiah,
Blessed be Yahweh, the Father of our Savior, Yahshua Messiah. Read.
who hath blessed us with all spiritual blessings
And he has blessed us with all spiritual blessings. Read.
in heavenly places
In heavenly places.
in the Messiah,
In the Messiah. Read.
according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world.
And notice this now. He says, according as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world. So this is before the creation was even created. He had already purposed for those that are going to be saved in him. Okay? Read on.
That we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
Now that's what we should become. We should be holy and blamed before him in love. Read.
Having predestinated us unto the adoption of the children by Yahshua the Messiah to himself.
And this is what he purposed within himself that is going to happen to us in this age we're living in now. From Pentecost. So what I'm saying is that he has predestined us in him through Yahshua Messiah. So you had to come to Yahshua Messiah for salvation, for deliverance, for knowledge and understanding. All that's going to be through Yahshua Messiah. Okay? Beyond.
According to the good pleasure of his will.
According to the good pleasure of his will. This is going according to his will, not mine or anybody else. You don't have anything to say about this. This is his will. What he declared within himself. Read.
To the praise of the glory of his grace.
To the praise of the glory of his grace. Read.
Wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved.
Repeat that again.
Wherein he hath made us accepted
To wherein he has made us accepted
in the beloved.
in the beloved. In other words, we had to accept the Messiah to be in the Messiah. And therefore you be accepted by being in the Messiah, by believing in him. Okay, read.
In whom we have redemption through his blood,
Whom we have redemption or we are redeemed through his blood. Nobody else's blood but his blood. Read.
For the forgiveness of sins
For the forgiveness of sins,
according to the riches of his grace,
according to the riches of his grace. Read.
wherein he hath abounded toward us in all wisdom and prudence,
Mm-hmm.
having made known unto us the mystery of his will,
Mm-hmm.
according to his good pleasure, which he hath purposed in himself.
Is your purpose within himself. But this is why he purposed within himself in pure spirit. The purpose, which is another thing that's been misapplied and misunderstood. Again, this is critical. Understanding and knowing the purpose of God. This is what he declared back here. And since he declared it back here, it's predicated upon the conclusion of things. If you declare it back here at the beginning, the end is declared right from the beginning. So if you understand what he declared and what the end's going to be, you may be able to appreciate what's going to transpire between those 2 points. Everything's going to go according to that, what he has set up. Okay? So this is what he purposed within himself. Okay, read.
That in the dispensation of the fullness of time,
That in the dispensation of the fullness of time, so that means there's a certain time that mankind was going to know, was going to understand his purpose. Okay, read.
he might gather together in one all things,
He's going to gather together in one all things. So everything will be gathered in one all things. Read.
in the Messiah,
Now that's going to be in the Messiah. He didn't say he was going to do it in Charles Stanches, or he was going to do it in Roosevelt Silver, or Michelle. Not going to be in that. So he's in his son. This is what he declared within his son. So anything outside of that is not going to be accepted. Okay, read on.
both which are in heaven
Both which are in heaven means the angels, they had to submit to that. So read.
and which are on earth,
And which are on earth.
even in him.
Even in him. Okay? Now. This angelic realm. Let me have Galatians. Not Galatians, but Colossians 1 and 15. You might have started 13 come down.
Colossians 1:12. Giving thanks unto the Father, which has made us fit to be partakers of the inheritance of the sons in light.
Now, let's think about that one. He's made us fit. That means we were not fit. He had to make us fit. So it means there had to become a change in us. A change had to take place. Okay? Read that again, dear. You on.
Giving thanks unto
Giving
the
thanks
Father,
unto the Father,
which has made us fit to be partakers of the inheritance of the sons in light.
He made us partakers of the sons in light. Now, that means you're enlightened now. Son is enlightened. Read.
Who hath delivered us from the power of darkness.
That means you have escaped darkness. You have escaped corruption, everything that's wrong outside there. You escape that through being in the Messiah, through believing in the Messiah. Read.
And hath translated us
And have translated. Now that means you've been transported or changed from one thing to another. Has translated us into
the kingdom of his dear Son.
the kingdom of your dear Son. Now, that's what takes place in this age we're now in. That's what takes place in this age here. Has translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son. This is the kingdom, spiritual kingdom age right there. Okay. But that's what happens when you have accepted the blood of the Messiah. That's what changes it. Departs from the carnal concepts and beliefs we had before we came in here was under the physical, natural, depraved mentality that we had before we come in and come get an understanding. So I'm trying to show you that there's a change that should have taken place. But when that change takes place, there should be a change in your heart and in your mind about basically everything. See? Because now you're going from carnality to spirituality. Okay? Now, this, let's be known before there.
In whom we have redemption through his
That
blood,
we have redemption, or we are redeemed through his blood,
even the forgiveness of sin,
even the forgiveness of sin.
who is the image of the invisible El,
Now he's the image of the invisible El, read.
the firstborn of all
He's
creation.
the firstborn of all creation. Now we're talking about this, is what we're talking about. He's the firstborn of all creation. Read.
For by him were all things created,
For by him were all things created,
that are in heaven
that are in heaven
and that are in earth,
and that are in earth,
visible and invisible,
visible and invisible,
whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him
All things were created by him
and for him.
and for him.
And he is before all
And
things.
he is before all things.
And in him all things have been permanently placed.
Right. Okay? So now what we're saying to you that he created all things. So he created all the angels. See? And he created everything's coming out of this pure spirit. That's the source. See? Created all things by Yahshua Messiah. Now he created all the angels. Now after he created the angels, they had to run their course. When I say they had to run their course, they had to go through a series of events in that spiritual or in that angelic realm. And I'm not going to be in detail about this now, because I'll give you that another time. But after that, the conclusion of that realm was that there was a war in heaven, and Satan and his host was cast out. And they were cast out into the earth plane. Well, they first were cast out in darkness. See? Now, when you think about that, back here into the spirit, see, what would that be in relation to light and darkness?
What would the war be?
No,
That's the question.
His hiding place is darkness.
I said, what would Yahweh be in relation to light and darkness?
Is they the same to him?
I don't understand the question.
I'm trying to establish,
You're talking about before he brings forth of creation, what
what
would that be?
would be right between light and darkness.
Between light and darkness, or what? I don't get it.
Chaotic,
Well, let's do it this way. I won't get too far out of this at all. See that? Give me Revelation 21. And down in the latter part of the chapter, he talks about Yahweh Elohim was the light thereof.
Revelations 21:22.
Uh-huh.
And I saw no temple therein.
Now he says, and this is John now, he's in the spirit. So you see no temple therein, read.
For Yahweh El Shaddai and the Lamb are in the temple of it.
You know, in the temple
Or
of
the
it, read.
temple of it.
Right?
And the city had no need of the sun,
You didn't have no need of the sun.
neither of the moon.
So we're talking about back here into the spirit now. See? Read on. Hold no the moon, read.
to shine in it.
To shine in it.
For the glory of Yahweh did lighten it,
For the glory of Yahweh did lighten it.
and the Lamb is the light thereof.
And the Lamb is the light thereof. So I'm saying when Yahweh took on shape and form, that was light. And I'm saying that this was also light. Yahweh was light. Isaiah 45, 8. I'm sorry, 45 and 5.
Isaiah 45 and 5.
I am Yahweh,
And he said, I am Yahweh,
and there is none else.
there is none else.
There is no Elohim besides me.
There's no Elohim or no God beside me.
I girded thee,
I girded thee,
though thou hast not known me,
though thou hast not known me.
that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none besides me. I am Yahweh,
I am Yahweh,
and there is none else.
and there is none else.
I form the light
I formed the light,
and create darkness.
and I had to create darkness. So he was light, he had to create darkness. So when the angels were cast out of heaven, they were cast in the darkness that he had to create. So they cast out in the darkness. Okay? Then in the darkness, he makes the creation. And that's where Moses, he picked up said that the earth was without form and void, and darkness covered the face of the deep. Now I'm saying all that because I'm trying to get you to see what's transpiring here. After the creation was completed, then he cast those angels out of that darkness into the earth. And that's how you knew Satan. He was in the garden actually before Adam. So he heard what Yahweh told Adam. Therefore, he was able to take what he said and change it. And twist it, okay? Now, what I'm trying to establish that because I want you to see that this first age we're talking about, the angelic and the physical age. Physical age was completed. When the age was completed, then you had the man, the woman, all they made up the complete age. I'm talking about the creative age. That age did not end until the man was disobedient. Because Yahweh told him in the realm of eternity, talk about Adam in the garden, in the realm of eternity, said that his life, Genesis 2:7, I believe it is. No, it was down there, maybe 12, yeah, I think it's 12.
And Yahweh Elohim took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and keep it.
So the man was formed outside the garden. He took the man
And put him into the garden.
and put him in the garden. Okay, read.
To dress and to keep it.
To dress and to keep.
And Yahweh Elohim commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
Hold it now, we got something happening now. Yahweh is ordering a series of events. We're coming into a dispensation now. Because you're making the concept of the man. This is no ordinary event. See? Genesis 2:7. We formed and returned the earth without form and
And Yahweh took the man and put him into the garden.
No.
Genesis 2:7.
Is that 2:7? Yeah, okay, it's 2:7. Oh, that says 2 to 55. Okay, wow. I didn't read it said 2 that long. Okay. So now what I'm saying to you is that this is the Adamic dispensation. When Yahweh gives us this commandment. And read that commandment again. Just read it so we know what he said to us.
And Yahweh Elohim took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress and to keep it.
Right.
And Yahweh Elohim commanded the man, saying,
Of
every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
right, read.
But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil,
But the tree of knowledge of good and evil,
thou shalt not eat of it.
thou shalt not eat of it.
For in the day that thou eatest thereof,
For in the day that thou eatest thereof,
thou shalt surely die the
thou
death.
shalt surely die the death. So his lifespan depended upon his obedience of not touching the tree. As soon as he touched the tree, then that brought about a change. Okay? And that death that took part, that took part upon all mankind. See? Now he goes on, this he gives that whole thing from the what took place there in the garden, now after he was expelled out of the garden, all that was given as being part of that Adamic dispensation. Down to the 5th chapter, the 5th verse. Now, trying to remember how detailed I want to do about this right now. Okay, that dispensation from Adam down to, let's read that fifth, let me fifth, 1 and 5, 5 and 1. That's the fifth.
Genesis 5 and 1. This is a book of the generations of Adam.
Now, if you refer to Adam as a book, that he, remember now, we find out that he was a figure. He's also made in the likeness and image of Yahweh Elohim. So therefore, if this is a book, then he's a book. Okay? Read on.
In the day that Elohim created man,
In the day that Yahweh Elohim created man,
in the likeness of Yahweh Elohim made he him.
read,
Male and female created he them.
male and female created he them,
And blessed them.
and blessed them,
And called their name Adam.
and called their name Adam,
In the day when they were created.
in the day that they were created. Okay? Now, what day were they created?
The realm of eternity.
Huh?
Eternal day. Yeah, we all.
I tell you, I got such a smart cat, I gotta be careful how you can ask questions. See? What day was he created in the eyes of Moses, seeing the vision?
Oh, 6 days.
Well, everybody, the eternity, that's the way of the eternity, but really, the day that he saw him created was on the 6th day. Okay. We'll get to that too later on, but I'm trying to do this one. So now I'm trying to show you now the 6th day, okay? He made the man, okay? We don't think what he said there, right?
And Adam lived 130 years.
And Adam lived 130 years.
And begot a son in his own likeness.
He got a son in his own likeness,
After his image.
after his image,
And called his name Seth.
and called his name Seth. Now, based on what you got in your Bible, when you read the 3rd and 4th chapters, there's 2 other sons that's not recorded there. See? And that took place for them 2 sons. See? Also, there's a part we got to deal with too, but I'm not dealing with that now. It's a whole other story right now. See? But now that means that they were born, the other 2 sons, they were born before he was 130 years old. Are you with me on that now? Okay? Now, did he say his sons and daughters, or did you read that far down here?
I didn't
Okay. You can get stuff right. Read on then.
And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years. And he had begot sons and daughters. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died.
930 years and he died. And remember, we already read his commandment was not to touch from the tree. The day he touched, he was sure to die. But when you understand that Yahweh says that 1,000 years is equal to 1 day, then you have Adam living 930 years. That means he's 70 years short of one day. So he died in one day, physically, and also in the eternity, or in the psychological, or in his mind, or in his soul. He died in that one day. The day of eternity, and also in the day of time. Okay.
Well,
Now, you read, that was the first dispensation now, dealing with Adam. Okay? The second, now this is in the, this is also in the second age now. Again, Marcus, so I need to mark so you understand what I'm talking about. When Adam being created, that was a part of the creation age. See? Which would be the first age. When you touch the tree, that puts him in the beginning of the second age. Because now you're changing from from eternity to time now. Man, the clock starts ticking now with the man. See? When you touch the tree. So that starts the age. So now that's the first dispensation with Adam. It also begins the first age, second age. See? Now you come down to the 6th chapter of Genesis, and you have Yahweh talking to Noah and telling him to make an ark. Get 6 and I believe 5. I want to get a condition of what's going on in the computer.
Genesis 6 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and that every intent of the thought of his heart was only evil continually.
It was only evil continually. Now, that does not give you much to go on as to what was going on with the people. I'm talking about the people now.
mm-hmm.
Because we know that's fine enough why he said that. See?
And it repented Yahweh that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And Yahweh said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth.
Oh, I tell you, when Yahweh did a man in something, a man always got 2 cents in. This is what Moses is saying. That it grieved Yahweh that he made the man. That's not Yahweh intended for that to happen.
Right.
So he didn't agree, but this is what he said. So this is an addition by man. Adam. I mean, Moses put this in. Okay. Now, saying that, read a little bit further.
And Yahweh said, I will destroy man whom I've created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping things, and the birds of the heavens, for it repented me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahweh.
I tell you, man, got missed it. So many things that was true. See? I think the next verse says how I know it was. I know it was.
These are the generations of Noah.
The generation of okay, now. Huh? Well, read it further. I'm trying to document this by the book, so we see what's happening. Okay, read on.
Noah was a just man and upright in his generations, and Noah walked with Elohim.
Now, what verse are you at now?
The 9th verse.
9th verse, skip down to the 13th verse.
13th verse. And Elohim said unto Noah.
Now, this is Yahweh telling to Noah. Now, this is going to begin another ordering of affairs. Yahweh is talking to Noah. Read.
The end of all flesh is come before me.
Now, with Yahweh, the end has already come with him. As far as this age that we're talking about, this age that we're talking about now. When he talks to Noah and tells him to start to build an ark, he said the end of all flesh should come. See? So he's declaring at that time when he tells Noah the end of all flesh, for as he's concerned, the end has already come. But you got to allow a probationary period, a period of time to allow mankind to get their stuff in order to be saved when they wanted to be saved. So that's why the preaching the gospel doesn't do that. Okay? Continue to read a little bit further.
For the earth is filled with violence.
Now he said, now the earth, I'm trying to find the conditions as it was back here with Noah. Because you got with the Messiah, he refers to it as it was in the days of Noah, so shall be in the end of this age. But if you don't know what the conditions were then, how you going to know whether you're in the right, the conditions are right or not right? In his eyesight. You know whether you're in the time, you should be shaking your, trimming in your boots or getting ready, not getting ready, or what you should be doing. So I'm trying to establish this so we see what's going on here, okay? Read on.
For the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth.
And they're talking about the mankind, talking about the mankind. He's going to destroy him with the earth, okay? Let's look for it. Let's look for it. Let's see what's talking about. What we have, 14? Okay, 14, okay. Well, he get ready to tell me how to make the ark. We don't need that information. See? He declared that to him, okay? Then he was set on a mission of preaching the God, preaching to the then populated earth plane that there's going to be a flood. So he starts warning the people there's going to be a flood. Now what Noah has actually had a vision to understand and be able to appreciate what God was getting ready to do. And therefore he's armed with that knowledge to go out and tell the people what's going to transpire. Then he has to pursue to make the ark that he was told to make by Yahweh. And that's going to be a confirmation that he saw something. A man out there building a great big boat in dry dock. No water around, hadn't seen the rain come down. They said this man is, he's got a problem, a big problem. And he goes about making an ark, okay. He makes the ark. In the 7th chapter, Yahweh tells him to go in, him and his family go in the ark, and they go in the ark. Then it rains for 40 days and 40 nights. Now he's bringing an end to that age. Now the approximate length of that age, not the approximate, the age of that, the length of the age was 1,656 years. And that was him down to the flood. Okay. The flood was on the earth plane 1 year and 10 days. 40 days of it was rain. The rest of the time they were in the ark waiting to come out of the ark. Okay. Now after they come out of the ark, Yahweh made a promise to Abraham. I mean to Noah. Made a promise to Noah. 9 chapter of Genesis, and about the 8th verse.
This is 9 and 8. And I, behold, 8. And Elohim spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying.
Now he speaks unto Noah and his sons. Okay?
And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you.
I establish my covenant with you. He's making a covenant with him after the flood. Okay, read.
And with your seed after you.
And with your seed after. Now we are his seed after that. So the covenant that he's making with Noah is binding on us as well, is with us as well. Read.
And with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by water of a flood.
By water or by a flood. So he said that, we look before down there where he says to go in there.
Neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth.
So he's not gonna destroy the earth by a flood no more, read it.
And Elohim said, this is the sign of the covenant
Uh-huh.
which I make between me and you,
So this is gonna be a contract between me and you,
and every living creature that is with you,
and every living creature that is with you,
for perpetual generation.
for a perpetual generation, all the way down to the end of this age, to the end of the earthly existence. Read.
I do set my bow in the cloud,
Therefore he set his bow in the cloud,
and it shall be for a sign of a covenant
to be for a sign of a covenant
between me and the earth.
between me and you.
And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud.
Now that was the Nordic covenant. Dispensation dealing with him building the ark and then coming over in the ark. Okay? So it's going from one age into another age. Okay? Now Noah lived after the flood 350 years. And then he died. And made him 950 years old when he died. Okay? Now, that's the Noah. Okay? Now we got to deal with dispensations now, within an age. And we're going from the second age, because Noah taking over into the third age. So we're going into the third age now, after the flood. Now we're in the third age. Now, I'm not going to be into a whole lot of detail in that right now, I'm going to give it another time. See? You have, after the flood, in the building of the Tower of Babel. Then you have, after that, you have Yahweh calling and making a promise to Abraham. See? And that's about 400, I don't know, 56 years, I think, from flood down to Abraham. Approximately. I'm not saying that. I can figure out when we go with that. So I'm saying to you now that this here period of time is transpiring. This is all happening, this is what we're dealing with now, is going to take place in this age here. Okay? And what you got on this chart, it says no covenant, Genesis 9, chapter 8 to 17th verse. The human covenant, Genesis 11, human government, that's dealing with the Tower of Babel. In Genesis 11, 1 through 9, Tower of Babel. The human government, Tower of Babel. Okay. Then you go to Melchizedek and Abraham. And now, Yahweh makes a promise to Abraham. And that promise includes all mankind in the promise. And then Yahweh had to set up Melchizedek. Melchizedek was a king and he was a priest. But he didn't have no beginning of life recorded, nor end of life recorded. But Moses, Yahweh didn't tell how he was, and when he was born, when he died, that was left out. So he set him up as a type of his priesthood and kingdom, as a type of the Messiah's kingdom and priesthood. So now you have that, he's set there. And Melchizedek blessed Abraham. And when he blessed him, all his sons were in his loins. I put it out. Noah's sons were in Abraham's sons were in his loins. Okay. Now, so that promise, let me deal with that promise. So we have that documented. Genesis 12, 1 through 3. It's confirmed over in Genesis 22, 17. It's confirmed in the 15th chapter, 26th chapter, and 36th chapter of 22. But okay, he confirmed it with Abraham, confirmed it with his son Isaac, and he confirmed it with his son Jacob. Okay.
Genesis 12 and 1. Now Yahweh had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house,
Mm-hmm.
into a land that I will show thee.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make of thee a great nation.
I'm going to make of thee a great nation. And this is all, this message, spontaneous, he's going to do this with Abraham. Okay, read.
And I will bless thee and make thy name great.
I'm going to bless thee, I'm going to make thy name great. Read.
And thou shalt be a blessing.
And thou shalt be a blessing. Read.
And I will bless them that bless thee.
I'm going to bless them that bless thee.
And curse him that curseth thee.
And I'm going to curse them that curses thee.
And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
And in thee, his offspring, shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Okay? So that's the promise he made to Abraham. The promise he made to Abraham does not take an effect until Pentecost, with the Jews and with the Gentiles 7 years later. When he made that, and I remember this is all taking place in this age, okay? All within this age, well, let's move on down to that. After the promise, and Yahweh tells him in the 15th chapter of Genesis, he tells him that he'll cause his seed to go down in the land that he knew not of and be in bondage for 430 years, and then come out. That's in the 15th chapter. And then you have a series of events happening, and they end up in Egypt. So that deal with the Melchizedek and Abraham's promise. The law was given to them, and they were supposed to obey and keep that law that was given to them. Then Yahweh set up and established and made a covenant with David. Remember, these are, I'm trying to bring up the things that took place in this here age here. Okay. The Davidic covenant, 2 Samuel 7th chapter, talking about the 12th verse. 2 Samuel 7 and 12.
Second Samuel 7 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
And when thy days be fulfilled.
When thy days be fulfilled, talking about this is Samuel talking to David. Okay?
And thou shalt sleep with thy fathers.
And thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and thou wilt die and be with thy fathers. Read.
I will set up thy seed after thee.
I'm going to set up thy seed after thee, David. Read.
Which shall proceed out of thy bowels.
Which are going to proceed out of thy bowels.
And I will establish his kingdom.
And I'm going to establish his kingdom.
And he shall build an house for my name.
He's going to build a house for my name.
And I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. Now, Yahweh did not allow David to build the temple. He had his son build the temple. And his son was supposed to, when he did go about to build the temple, I'm going to see something like that. It's gone. Okay. Doing this, when Yahweh had taken Abraham and his seed, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons, and they all went down, and Jacob and his 12 sons went down to Egypt. And they were in Egypt for over 430 years. And they were not, they were not down there physically that length of time, but that was the time from Abraham, from the promise of Abraham to the time they come about out of the land of Egypt. Okay. Now, they were told about what they should do and what they should not do. Somebody Israel. Leviticus 18 and 2. Satan 16? 18.
Leviticus 18:3. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt.
Now this is Yahweh instructing Israel through Moses. After the doings of the children of okay, go back to the top.
Leviticus 18:1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel,
Now he said, now speak unto the children of Israel,
and say unto them, I am Yahweh, your Elohim.
I am Yahweh, your Elohim.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
Shall you not do. So whatever they were doing in Egypt, don't do that. Okay? Well, what were they doing in Egypt? See, a lot of times we sometimes we just have to think about some things to be able to have a better appreciation of what he's talking about. They were in idolatry in Egypt. So they had many gods down.
Right.
Okay? Read on.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan,
And after the land, I see now they're not going into Canaan yet. But he said, don't be like them down in Egypt, don't be like the them that's in Canaan. Read.
whether I bring you,
Where I bring you.
shall ye not do,
Shall you not do.
neither shall ye walk in their ordinance.
Neither shall you walk in their ordinances. Okay? So he's telling them up front that. He tells them that over and over and over again, he tells them. See? Now, as the law was given to them, and they agreed to keep the law, and Yahweh gave it to them from Mount Sinai. When Yahweh gave them from Mount Sinai, they agreed to keep that law. See? And Yahweh told them not to worship their gods or anything to do with the gods they have in the land of Canaan. And as I was saying to David, he was not allowed to build the temple. His son Solomon was to build the temple because his hands were bloody because of the wars he had in him. And Yahweh wouldn't let him build it. Yahweh said against that, but father and son relationship. So David sat on the throne and his son Solomon is going to take over as the king. And when he does, then Yahweh then established him. And David told his son, if you walk up right before Yahweh, Yahweh will bless you, Yahweh will be with you if you walk up before and be obedient. Now, I'm trying to go through stupid time because I want you to see the events happening. In the First Kings, give me 6 and 1.
First Kings 6 and 1.
Think about this, I haven't gone into it long. So, Dr. King on the floor, I mean, we talk about this. I haven't been in a long time. Read on.
And it came to pass in the 418th year, after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt,
What's it again? Let's go back over it again.
80.
Okay, so I'm going to get you. It made a lot of difference. I want to make sure, okay. He said now in the 480th year. Okay? Read.
After the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt,
And they come out of the land of Egypt.
in the 4th year of Solomon's reign,
So Solomon was in his 4th year of his reign. As
over
becoming king.
Israel.
Huh?
Over Israel.
Over Israel, okay? So that's 480 years from the time they come out of the land of Egypt to the day of being up in Canaan. Take 40 years from that, you got 440 years the day we're up here in Canaan. See? David, how long did he reign before he died? 40 years, right. Okay? So 40 years before that time, you have where David became king. So we're just setting this thing up. You just have to start going back and see what transpires. So now, we said this thing. So now David is then, go ahead and read it before in that verse and see what he's doing.
In the 4th year of Solomon's reign
Mhm.
over Israel,
Mhm.
in the month Ziph,
Zip, right?
which is the 2nd month,
This is the 2nd month, so that means April, May. So May, Zip, okay, read on.
that he began to build the house of
He
Yahweh.
began to build the house of Yahweh. See, okay, read on.
And the house which King Solomon built for Yahweh,
Uh-huh.
the length thereof,
I'm not getting all that, we not going over that. Thank you. Okay, not going that way, okay? So he builds the house of Yahweh. See? 8th chapter. I believe it's 22, 8:22.
Solomon stood before the altar of Yahweh.
Yeah. I wonder where he's beginning to preach to maybe where he's talking about the heaven cannot contain. That's what the
27,
Huh?
27.
27?
Yes, 27.
Okay, get a verse above that. This is David. After he built the temple, Solomon, as he built the temple, he's now talking to the people. See, okay, I'm going to look it up. Okay, read.
8 and 26.
Mm-hmm.
And now, O Elohim of Israel, let thy word, I pray thee, be verified, which thou speakest
Right, that's
unto
what I
thy
wanted to
servant.
So he wanted to verify his word. He spoke to his father David. Okay, read.
Which thou speakest unto thy servant David my father.
Right.
But will Elohim indeed dwell on the earth?
Will you indeed dwell on the earth? Read.
Behold, the heaven and heaven of heavens cannot contain thee.
Now he said, now the heavens of heavens cannot contain me. Read.
How much less this house that I
How
have
much more
built?
this little house I've never built. The temple was twice as big as the tabernacle. But still was too small for Yahweh. Okay, read on. This is making a declaration. He's telling the heaven can't contain thee. Much less the little house we built. See, read.
Yet have thou respect unto the prayer of thy servant and to his supplication. O Yahweh, my Elohim, to hearken unto the cry and to the prayer which thy servant prayeth before thee today, that thine eyes may be open toward this house night and day.
The eyes may be open to this house night and day. So he let them know he built the house, and Yahweh has kept his word, or verified his word by building the house that he told his father he would do.
Right.
See? So now this is Yahweh dealing with Solomon. Now after Solomon did this, see, as he did all this, uh, 11 chapter. I believe it's 11 and 1. We're going to do some reading up there. I'm not getting where I'm going to get to because there's so much to cover. So I'm trying to get you to see. I want you to see these dispensations. I want you to see what the history with Israel, how they were, how they behaved. See, this is part of it. See, now David, after Solomon did all this that Yahweh had asked him to do, His father told me, if you walk up before Yahweh, Yahweh will bless you, and Yahweh will be with you. I have that read. That's in the 3rd chapter of 1 Kings. But I don't have time to read that. Okay, we read on.
1 Kings 11:1.
Mm-hmm.
But King Solomon
But King Solomon,
loved many strange women.
he loved many strange women.
Terrible.
This does not give you the authority to try to copy what he did. Okay, so read on.
Together with the daughter of Pharaoh,
The daughter of Pharaoh,
women of the Moabites,
women of the Moabites,
Amorites,
the Amorites,
Ammonites,
Ammonites,
Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites.
And he had women from all these different countries and people. He had, women from. So, we're going to find out what he got here.
Of the nations concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go
You should not go
into them,
into them.
neither shall they come in unto you.
Neither should they come in unto you. So he's telling them, he's recording that Yahweh told him not to do this. He's doing it now. He's gone into these other countries and taking women from these other countries. And all these countries around them, they're idol worshippers. Okay? Read on, we're going to find out about this. We're going to put it down.
For surely they will turn away your heart
They're going to turn away your heart.
after their idols.
Now, when a man, especially in his youth, I'll put it up, in his youth, finds a woman that he likes, he almost do almost anything to please. And in that light of that, you find this was happening to Solomon. Okay, read on.
Solomon clave unto these in love. And he had 700 wives,
700 wives, princesses,
and 300 concubines.
and 300 concubines.
And his wives turned away his heart.
And his wives turned away his heart. So they got to him. Okay? They got to him. Okay? Read.
For it came to pass when Solomon was old,
When Solomon was old,
that his wives turned away his heart after idols.
turned away his heart after idols,
And his heart was not perfect with Yahweh his Elohim.
then that being become, and Yahweh didn't have respect in him. Because he turned away his heart from Yahweh, going against him. They read of the flood.
As was the heart of David his father.
As it was the heart of David his father. Now that's what got him in trouble. You read on down, you find that he said, now because of this, I'm going to bring your kingdom. I'm going to tear apart your kingdom. And then go into the 12th chapter and find the kingdom was going to take. Okay. And this right here, he was being obedient to one point, but then being disobedient in another way, and that got him into trouble. See? Okay, now, I'm not going to go any further than that right now. See? Now, this old covenant Yahweh given to Israel, that they were under, even the time of David and Solomon and all that, they were all under that covenant, old covenant. See? And that went all the way down to the Messiah. When the Messiah comes in, that brought about the end, again, of an age. The Messiah was the end of age. Romans 10 and 4.
Romans 10 and 4. For the Messiah is the end of the law.
He's the end of the law. So the law that Yahweh had Israel under from Moses all the way down to the Messiah, he was the end of the law. So that brought about the end of that age. Now that means at the end of his death, burial, and resurrection, see, and the outpouring of his spirit in the hearts and minds of men, and that began the age we're now in. See, the age, the dispensation of Peter, Paul talks about the dispensation of grace, or the age of the kingdom age. This is the kingdom age. Okay? That's where it begins. Okay, now, how I want to do this. We already read Colossians 1:13 when it talks about this, we get translated to the kingdom of the hour. Okay? Go back to Ephesians 1:22. Ephesians 1:22 and then get to Colossians 1 and 23.
Ephesians 1 and 22. And have put all things under his feet, and gave him to be the
Where
head.
you reading from? You want to say that?
You said Ephesians 1:22.
Right. Right.
The way it started, I was trying to see.
Yeah, I was trying to get somebody to pick it from.
Let me start at 18. The eyes of your understanding being enlightened,
Yeah.
that ye may know what is the hope of his calling.
And it says, the lies of your understanding being enlightened. That means you should be, when you receive the Holy Spirit, that's supposed to be an enlightenment. You're supposed to be out of darkness into light. I would say that way. Enlightened. Okay, read.
That you may know what is the hope of his
Now
calling.
you're supposed to come to a knowledge of the hope of his calling, read.
And what the riches of the glory of the inheritance, of his inheritance in the Son.
Right, read.
And what is the exceeding greatness of his power
For
to
the
us,
greatness of his power, read.
to us who believe,
To us who believe. And those are the ones that believe in the Messiah. This is what this is going to happen to, read.
according to the working of his mighty power,
Mm-hmm.
which he wrought in the Messiah
Which he wrought in the Messiah
when he raised him from the
when he
dead,
raised him from the dead.
and set him at his own right hand
And set him at his own right hand.
in heavenly places,
Uh-huh.
far above all principality
Far above all principality
and power
and power
and might
and might
and
and
dominion,
dominion.
and every name that is named,
Every name that is named,
not only in this world,
not only in this world,
but also in that which is to come.
and in that which is to come. So the same name talking about Yahshua in this age and in the age to come. The word come. Age is something that's describing the world too. Okay, age of the world. Okay.
And hath put all things under his feet,
And put all things under his feet,
and gave him to be the head over all things
and gave him to be the head of all things
to the assembly,
to the assembly,
which is his body,
which is his body.
the fullness of him that filleth all in all.
So now that makes him part of his body now. When you believe in the Messiah, it makes you, and you're part of his body by faith, by believing in him. So then I said, Colossians 24.
Colossians 1:24. Who now rejoice in my suffering. 23. If you continue in the faith,
Now he says,
grounded
now he
and
put an if
settled,
in there. He said, if you continue in your faith. Stand fast in the things that Yahweh has given you. If you stand fast in that, read.
grounded and settled,
Grounded and set.
and be not moved
And be not moved.
away from the hope of the gospel, which you have heard, and which was preached to every
He
creature,
said you had to be grounded and settled. In what?
and be not moved away
And be not moved away,
from the hope of the gospel which you have heard,
which you have heard. Now that's what we're supposed to, while I was here, what we've heard in this school, we should be moved away to believe anything contrary to that. Stand fast, hold fast to that, and stand on it. Stand and be not moved, be moved. Read.
and which was preached
Which was preached,
to every creature which is under heaven,
right?
whereof I, Paul, am made a minister,
Where I, Paul, and made a ministry.
who now rejoice in my sufferings for you,
For you, read.
and fill up that which is behind of the afflictions of the Messiah in my flesh, for his body's sake,
His body said,
which is the assembly.
which is his symbol. So now this age begins with Pentecost. The age begins. It also begins This, I think, I guess also this one. Now see, oh, it makes it so hard to deal with these stuff. Trying to find words the way I want to express this. In your textbook, this age is likened to the fifth dispensation. The Sabbath age we're going to go into is likened to the sixth dispensation, in page 94. And then the seventh is over here. So the sixth, this is going to be the fifth dispensation, and the sixth will be over here, and the seventh will be here. To make it agree with what you got in the textbook. I'll make it fine. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to solve something. You see what I'm talking about? Unless you got 56 in that one.
Yeah. This is one of the latest.
Yeah, I know. I guess I'm looking at one of the older ones.
Correctly.
Okay, well. You got over 56 in the same one. You just said you. Okay. We'll go ahead as we got here. We'll go ahead and go. Find out what happened. Okay. I got so many additions to the textbook. I got all different things in it. So, yes.
Freddie, are you saying that that's wrong, that the six should not be there?
No, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be. My trouble is right now is you got a textbook that says something different. Other issues in the textbook says something different.
Newer editions are different than that? Are you saying newer editions are different than
The
that?
earlier ones, I gotta go back and see what year they were printed first to change which one. I looked at it before. You got bring up the book out before people class. Huh? This said look what they. Okay, well, I was trying to hope we get things right. Okay, now this is the fifth and sixth dispensation in this age we're now in. Okay? Now this is confirmed by, this is a fulfillment of Jeremiah 31:31, Ezekiel 36:24. That's in this age here now. And then I'm going to just have one other read and we'll go into questions. Okay, so now in this age, now this is the law of the Spirit, that's Romans 8:2, and then the New Covenant, or the New Testament now in this age, that's what makes this age up now. See? And that's verified given in Colossians, Second Corinthians 3. Let's take three more.
2 Corinthians 3:1.
See, now if you understand that Jeremiah and Ezekiel, they were talking about what Yahweh is going to make a new covenant with Israel. And making that new covenant with Israel, that became a pass on the day of Pentecost. It was fulfilled on the day of Pentecost. Now Paul, he's putting up there showing what has taken place in this age right now. Okay, read on.
Do we begin again to command ourselves? Or need we, as some other epistles of condemnation
Epistles of condemnation
to you, or letters of commendation from you? Ye are our epistle,
And they said, and you are our epistle,
written in our hearts,
written in your heart, read.
known and read of all men.
Known and read of all men. So what he's saying to you, that once you have accepted truth and you believe what's being taught now, you become an epistle. When you go out in the world, and they see how you behave yourself and all that, they are reading you. They can read you there, they read that better than they read the Bible. See? So you become an epistle. Okay, read on a little further.
For as much as ye are manifestly declared to be an epistle
You know, declared to be an epistle reading,
of the Messiah, ministered by us,
ministered by us,
written not with ink,
written not with ink. This old covenant was written with ink back here on table of stone. Read.
but with the Spirit of the living
But now
Yahweh,
with the Spirit of the living Yahweh,
not in tables of stone,
not in tables of stone,
but in fleshly tables of the
but
heart,
in fleshly tables of the heart. See? Okay, read on.
and such confidence
At such confidence, we have confidence now, read.
have we through the Messiah toward Yahweh.
For Yahweh. So now, we have now, what's happening now, so this is the fifth and sixth age. See? Now, read. If you did the creation, you can see what days were in the fifth and sixth age. Fifth age is the conversion of fish, the division between birds and the fish kingdom. So then you see that on the day of Pentecost, the people that received the Holy Spirit, they were set free. Those who still kept the law, they still bound. So it took place in this age here. Down here in the sixth day, Yahweh created the beast of the field, and then he created the man. So now down here, we're forming the spiritual body of God inside. What we read there in Ephesians 1, 22 and 25. 25. That was, we make up the body of God's Messiah, which is the man that's what we made it up in this age. See, and then at the end of this, we're going to go into the seventh dispensation, which is immortality through the Messiah, based on believing in the Messiah. See, flesh and blood cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven, so when we change this body we have now into a body like it is, we're going to go into the age of immortality. So that's the age we're going to go into. We're going to take, this age ends, and we're going to go into the age of immortality. Okay, now we can down into the question.
I just noticed on there when you were reading about the covenant with Noah, how Yahweh made the promise, and he said that this would be for throughout perpetual generations. You said meaning everybody's generation.
Right.
But I noticed the difference over there with when he told them the law, he said this will throughout your generation.
Right.
Which means that it's going to be an end to
That
that.
generation, right.
It's just good to see the difference.
See the contrast, right, that's a good point to bring out, right. Because the law we gave to Israel, it was throughout their generation. There were 63 generations from Adam down to the Messiah. That ended their generation, the Messiah ended that generation. So that law that ended at the Messiah's death during resurrection. So you see that there's an end to it. And the beginning of another at the same time. Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Okay, on that chart, it says human government. What does that mean?
Let's talk about the Babylonian.
So Fred, does that come under a dispensation, or is this, okay, like I see?
No, that's just what's happening in the age. That's not.
it's not part of it.
Did Yahweh order that affair? The Tower of Babel. He ordered that.
Well, then it would be part of what's going on.
It's what's going on in the age.
It's not listed under there like,
No.
okay.
See, these are things happening in the age. These are all things that happen within the age. When we say that, that's why I had a dispensation read, the divine order of the thing. So now the children of Yahweh, now I had, and now I'm going to do this, which we be on the same page. When we read what Yahweh said to Noah, he would not destroy Noah and his family, so his sons also knew too. So I will not again destroy the earth by the flood. Okay. Now, when they built the Tower of Babel, that was about 111 years after the flood. So they built the tower. Genesis 11 and 1. And you guys want another question, I'm going to try to get some time so I understand what we're talking about. What I'm trying to do now, folks, we down at the end of the age. And I'm looking out for myself. Which means I gotta tell you the things to be of Yahweh after. Because I'm held responsible for it. And I'm trying to be more detailed and more, try to find words to express what everybody follow what I'm saying. So I'm trying to be more deliberate about that. That's why I'm going back to show books for what I'm saying, why I'm saying what I'm saying. Okay? Now here's Yahweh telling Noah, see, at the end of the flood, that he's not going to destroy the end of everything by a flood.
Mm-hmm.
So he's bold in the heavens to let him know he's not going to do that again. But now, let's read what happens there in the 11th chapter. Genesis.
Genesis 11:1. And the whole earth was one language.
Now it says the whole earth was one language. So what language was that? That was Hebrew. Okay, read.
And a few words.
And a few words. They didn't have a whole lot of reading, a lot of words you got. You see how our dictionaries have grown over the years? By the words come up with and used. Read.
And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east,
As they journeyed from the east,
that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there.
and they dwelt there.
And they said one to another,
And this is their conversation. They said one to another,
Go to,
go to,
let us make brick
let's make bricks.
and burn them thoroughly. And they have brick for stone, and bitumen had they for a mortar.
Mortar.
And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto the heavens, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
So their concept now, we ain't not going to go to this flood again. We're going to build something. We're going to get ball up in the heavens, and we ain't going to get worship about no. We ain't going to get come about no flood again. So let's make this a tower on up to the heavens, and we won't get destroyed. See, buddy, you're not thinking. The tower is in the earth plane, made out of dirt. See, all he had to do is call enough rain to come down and wash it out, and he still was cold. See, but they made themselves a tower. Okay. They were all one town. Okay, read on a little further.
And Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built.
See, the children of man built it. This is not a word by Yahweh. This is not a dispensation. This is the events that's happening in the age. They did build the tower. He's come down to see it. He's saying, he's already know what's going on. Okay, read on.
And Yahweh said, Behold, the people is one,
The people is one.
and they have all one language.
They all have one language.
And this they began to do,
Uh-huh.
and now nothing will hinder them
Nothing will hinder them.
from anything they purpose to do.
Mm-hmm.
Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language,
Confound their languages.
that they may not understand one another's speech. So
Now, that's going to stop the work there. I want you to go out and go get me some brick. And say that another time, you know what I'm talking about? So yeah, you know what I'm talking about? You know, those people that understood what languages, they grouped together and they went and built their own city, their own town, and the whole thing. So they started to depart from that point. But that became confusion. So that's why they call it Babel. See? So whenever you have confusion, you're in a state or in a situation like into Babel. That's why you got to look at when you look at the Roman Catholic Church and a whole bunch of Babel confusion. Okay. So that was what happened with that. Yes.
So when John on the Isle of Patmos writes Babylon is fallen, that he's looking at the natural and he's seen on the day of Pentecost. Is that what? Is that how that works?
You look at all the corruption in the world is being Babylon. Because telling you, Yahweh, the angel said, come out of Babylon, my people, that you be not partakers of the sin.
Mm-hmm.
So he's telling them, anybody that's in confusion, anybody that doesn't know the truth, they're in Babylon. You wouldn't come out of there. So Babylon, then they pull in, all these churches, that's Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're denying the Messiah. They bring about confusion because they don't see the Messiah. See? Okay?
Because I was asked this question 2 days ago about that when Israel was in Babylon. And I used the analogy that that's a natural to understand the spiritual. Because they were captive.
Yeah.
Because Israel was captive and they were in bondage.
Well, right. He called them out. He brought them out there too.
Okay.
But he's really talking about connection of people being in all these different religious false teachings. What John is talking about.
Okay, now we read Genesis 8 and 3 and Genesis 8 and 5. Does this mean that just the way it's written sounds confusing? It says the waters started to recede at the end of 150 days, and then 8 and 5 says they decreased continually until the 10th month, which would be February. So is it chronological?
Well, we're talking about, okay,
You see, you know.
they haven't come out of the ark yet. They're still in the ark.
So then the water started.
The waters
to
are receding.
At 150 days.
Right.
And did it slowly till they came out of the ark.
They come out, they were in there for a year and 10 days. So you got all that time going to go on between that time. So water was starting to recede. They started receding more and more. And you're talking about the time they were in the ark.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
And then it receded till they came out.
Yeah.
Okay, so it started at 150 days, and then they came out in May.
Well, it started as soon as the flood was over, actually. And after the flood was over, then you got 150 days of water was receding. Okay.
I guess I'm trying to understand what's written here.
Well, we had to read it down to make sure everybody can understand it. I know what you're saying. I read it myself. And what you got to do, you got to look at it from the standpoint they're still in the ark. And Noah is waiting for the waters to recede enough for them to come out of the ark. So you read about the time frame that's taking place in the ark and the things that are taking place on the outside of the ark. Okay, read on. Somebody read Genesis
8 and 3 to 8 and 5.
8, 3, 8, 5?
Yeah.
8, 3, 8, 5.
And the waters receded from off the earth continually. And after the end of the 150 days, the water were abated.
The waters was abated. 190 days, finished work. Okay, read on.
And the ark rested in the 7th month on the 17th day of the month.
Okay, now, you just basically took 30 into this here, will be what? In the order of 9. Be about 6,
Well,
be about 6 months.
6 times.
Bring over 6 months, right? 6 months. Maybe about 6 months, 10 days, something like that. This basis, it's use 30 days in a month. Okay. So now the margin movement, it's talking about now is abated. Yeah. This is in the 7 months, that's another month after that. Okay. Here we go.
And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month.
Until the 10th month. So you're going on, that's the 7 months or 3 more months, it's still in the ark. Water still receding. Okay?
In
So
the,
that's the 7th. You got another 30 days back. The 10th month, that'd be another 70 days. Right? Not another 70 days. About 310 days. Okay.
in the 10th month, on on the first day of the month
First day of the 10th month. Okay.
were the tops of the mountains seen.
So the water just got down to the top of the mountain. Okay, read.
And it came to pass at the end of 40 days
At the end of another 40 days, that means another month go by.
that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent forth a raven
Mm-hmm.
which went forth
So
to
you
and
cast out
fro
of heaven.
Mhm.
So many words say you cast out of heaven, read.
until the waters were dried up from off the earth.
Mm-hmm.
He waited 7 days,
7 more days, read.
and he sent forth a dove from him
Mm-hmm.
to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground.
Mm-hmm. So he sent the raven out. He sent the raven out first. Wait 7 days, the raven didn't come back. So he sent the dove out. Wait another 7 days, but the dove came back. But he didn't find a place to rest his legs, read.
Right first. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot,
Mm-hmm.
and she returned unto him into the ark.
Mm-hmm.
For the waters were on the face of the whole earth.
Mm-hmm.
Then he put forth his hand and took her and pulled her in unto him into the ark.
Mm-hmm.
And he waited yet another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark.
Mm-hmm.
And the dove came unto him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off.
Mm-hmm.
So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth.
Okay. You look at something.
And he waited yet other 7 days,
Mhm.
and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him
You come
anymore.
back again no more. So now you got food. You can eat now because you got red vegetation and you don't. See now the raven, he's got plenty of flesh out there. All the steak, all the fish, died, people's dead bodies out there. He's got plenty of food. Okay, can you read a little bit further down, please?
And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And Noah removed the coverings of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry.
Mm-hmm.
And in the second month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dry.
Okay. Now that means you're going around the whole year.
So that's just a breakdown right in here.
Huh?
The verses were just a breakdown.
Break down
of-
what took place with the
Okay.
time it took
And
place.
then he sums it up, okay.
Break down all that took place. Israel,
Can a young
did
person,
everybody understand that, or there's still got some confusion about that? Okay, go ahead.
can a person looking for a partner be adulterous in Yahweh's eyes if you're looking for a partner and let's say, you're going out with someone for 6 months a year or whatever, and you break up and you start going out with someone else. And on top of that, if you have sexual relations, is Yahweh gonna be angry about that, or that always comes into my mind if you're looking for who you're gonna be with. How, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Sorry if it's not.
No, well, it's something you have on your mind, it's what's on your mind, I understand what you're talking about. And, if the cast was much younger, we had the same thing on mind too.
That's
Make it plain. I know we got some younger people in the class, we got young people, got people, they're not married, I understand all that. And, okay. Yahweh desires that a man and woman come together and have offspring. That was the commandment he gave Adam. And you see mankind get real well without commandments. The problem comes down is when the army gave the laws here. Now, when you work with Israel, you work with a group of people. And he gave them laws to govern that body of people for a period of time. Now, the Gentiles, they did not have the law. But they knew it was wrong to commit adultery and fornicate. Now, you got both of them that show that they did know that. Okay. Now, First Corinthians 7. And then Paul said, maybe help, you won't really, well, get it, go to the first part and then in the chapter to understand the first one. So, verse
1 Corinthians 7:1. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me.
and see, now, Paul had the same problem. Now, remember now, Paul was a eunuch. Naturally so. Okay. So it became very hard for him to tell men and women that were not married and that were married what he should do and should not do. So, but he's going by the inspiration of Yahweh. So that's what he's going to say. Okay. Read on.
It is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Now he said it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Okay, read that. Now, don't get all frustrated, y'all. You gotta find out his reason was why he's saying that. Okay. Read.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication,
To avoid fornication,
let every man have his own wife,
let every man have his own wife,
and let every woman have her own
and
husband.
let her have her own husband. See? Now, I think everybody understands that pretty well. Not somebody else's husband, somebody else's wife. Their own. Okay, we know.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
That means they have sexual relationship. Couldn't get y'all out of that. What's that mean? You have sexual relationship.
And likewise also the wife unto her husband,
Mm-hmm.
unto the husband.
Okay, then that means they both got to come together to have offspring. Do that responsibly. So, read on.
The wife have not power of her own body,
Mhm.
but the husband.
The husband, read.
And likewise also the husband have not power of his own body, but the wife.
The wife. So,
Refuse,
in other words, it takes two to tango. Okay, read.
refuse ye not one to the other,
Uh-huh.
except it be with consent for a time,
So the people are going to send for a time.
that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again.
Okay, now there's times when a man and woman shouldn't come together. There's times when a man and woman can't come together from the sicknesses or from the period, all this type of thing. Okay, you know.
That Satan tempt ye not for your incontinency.
And you always put these desires in mankind. So you can't, you see it, mankind can have no problem with that. You put it in. So just go ahead and read.
But I speak this by permission,
I speak this by permission. Read.
and not of commandment.
This is not a commandment. Read.
For I would that all men were even as I myself.
Now I said that was all men was even as I myself. Meaning that he was a unit. The all man was a unit, and we have that separation, that's for sure. But we don't.
But every man had his proper gift of Yahweh,
Mhm.
one after this manner, and another after that.
Mhm.
I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I.
Okay, so he told me if you're single, see, stay that way. That's all he's saying, stay that way. If you can, we gonna talk about it, be on. I'm trying to let you do well.
But if they cannot contain,
If you can't contain yourself, read.
let them marry,
Let them marry.
for it is better to marry than to burn
Right.
with passion.
Right. So we know where she says you're going to get married, okay? Only one wife, one man. That's right, be on.
And unto the married I command,
Now this is to the married. I command this, read.
yet not I, but Yahweh, let not the wife depart from her husband,
Don't let the wife depart from her husband.
but, and if she depart,
And if she departs, if she leaves, read,
let her remain unmarried,
let her remain unmarried.
or be reconciled to her
Or
husband,
be reconciled to her husband, read.
and let not the husband put away his wife. But to the rest speak I, not Yahweh.
But this is the rest, this is what he says about it. Okay, read.
Not Yahweh.
Now Yahweh, right.
If any brother have a wife that believeth not,
But if he has a wife that believes not,
and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her
don't
away.
put her away. Read.
And the woman which hath a husband that believe not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him.
Right.
For the unbelieving
So
husband
the unbelieving husband
is sanctified by the
is
wife,
sanctified by the wife.
and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the
By the
husband.
husband, read.
Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy.
Now they are whole.
But if the unbelieving departs, let him
Let
depart.
him depart.
A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such
In
cases,
such cases, now that means that the wife or the husband, see, do not want to live, do not want to be together, let them depart. Because they're unbelieving. And you're not, and Dr. King put sometimes he said, you're not supposed to be married to a second. Okay, I understand that. Okay, be on.
but Yahweh hath called us to peace.
Yahweh called us to peace, read.
For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband?
Right.
Or have knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife?
That means that you can have an unbelieving wife or husband, whichever the case might be. Now speaking man and woman, I'm talking about gay and woman. Get that out of my head. That's another whole other story. Right? Sure. But now what I'm saying now is, I've seen this happen in school. See, a man came to class for years, wife didn't come. Eventually, the wife did come and became a part of the class, became a part of the student. So, if I know the student, get a student in class. So, but the point I'm trying to get at is that they can come together and be reconciled in union with Joshua Messiah. Okay, but now if they departed, if one departs, let them depart. Okay, read on.
But as Yahweh hath distributed to every man, disputed unto every man, as Joshua had called one, as Joshua hath called every one,
Right.
so let him walk.
So they walk, read.
And so ordain I in all the assemblies. Is any man called being circumcised? Let him not become uncircumcised. Is any called in uncircumcision? Let him not be circumcised.
So you get down and look there where he talks about what he was concerned about. He talks about down where he's talking about the reason why he said that in the first part of what he said that did not be married. because you tell them about because you have your mind is not on, not mind, your mind becomes earthly mind. It's there in that chapter, I know.
Verse 33.
Okay. Skip down to about 30, 31, 32. Read.
31. And as they use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of the world passeth away. But I would have you without anxiety. He that is unmarried
He is unmarried.
careth for the things that belong to Yahweh.
And this is what he says, he's trying to show he that is unmarried, he need care for the things that belong to Yahweh. Read.
How he may please Yahweh.
How you may please Yahweh. Read.
But he that is married careth for the things that are of the world.
Mm-hmm.
How he may please his wife.
How you may please his wife. So now when a man that's not married, he's going to care for the do the things that please Yahweh. When he is a wife, he's going to care to please his wife. So he's going to take away from your desire for Yahweh. Okay, be on.
There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
The unmarried woman careth for the things of Yahweh,
Same thing applies. You care for the things of Yahweh.
that she may be holy both in body and in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
But she that is married careth for the things of the world, how she may please her husband.
The same thing applies. You just work both ways. Okay, be on.
And this I speak for your own profit,
This is how I speak for your own problem. Get down to where I want to get down to now. Read.
not that I may cast a snare upon you,
Mm-hmm.
but for that which is proper, and that ye may attend upon Yahweh without distraction.
Standing to Yahweh without distraction. Is that it? Okay. So what he's saying is that I'm trying to clean out the sheet. It's fine to go and find you a wife. You try to find one that's going to believe in the things that you believe. It'll make less problems at home. I'll put it that way. If you don't, you will have problems. See? Now, it's always dissolved that to be the situation that they believe in the same thing, what you say. Now, I feel one of the things I feel is lacking in people today is they don't do enough communicating among themselves before they get married to know what they like and dislike. Well, they go and they fall in love because they're like, well, she got this, she got pretty hair, she got this, and she got all this type of thing. They all carry away that kind of stuff. She got money, she don't have money. Whatever the case may be. These are all things that were temperamented for marriage and that type of thing, or women's, either way. And you get caught in those type of things and still don't know much about the person because nowadays people meet a person who get married the next day sometimes. Don't know a thing about it. And then when you get down the line, I didn't know you did this and did that, and we didn't talk about it. You don't know. So you should communicate enough so you have some commonality that you're able to get along with. And then I'll admit that you should try to find somebody like everything you like. May not work. Matter of fact, there's somebody that disagrees some things so you can be able to have a good marriage. You probably go good together. It's good. So a good one is looking toward the things that give y'all. And I guess I might have to go and ask you more later on.
Question was more geared toward not being married.
I understand that. I'm covering everything. Maybe I'm just saying if you're not married, you have to look for a wife, but look for one that's in be the same as you be, I'll put it up. And then you try to and if you don't believe, if you find somebody you like, you just have to make sure that they are desires of the same things to allow you to be able to do what you got to do. What are you saying?
I was under the impression that he was kind of talking a little bit about sleeping around.
Well, he covered that.
Right.
You need to be married to the you're gonna be doing that,
Oh.
it's better to be married than to be not.
Oh, okay.
So I was trying to do it that way, but I'm trying to get your own wife. And the WQ said, get your own wife, have all the sex you want to have, and all the children. That's what he said, that's what he
Well,
said.
that's good.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But just don't go hopping around with one woman and another woman, that type of thing. And all that's been done, I understand all that's happened. But it was not right, it's still not right. So, get your house in order, and walk up right before God. Thank you.
Let us stand to be dismissed with the doxology which is taken from the last two verses of this Jude. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling, and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. To the only wise Elohim our Savior, through Yahshua the Messiah our Sovereign, belong glory, majesty, dominion, and power, both before all times and now and ever. Let us all say hallelujah.